All right, so we're going to look at moving this over our x-axis. So we're going to take each point and move it towards the x-axis and then the same amount of times on the other one. So since our points start at P, we're going to move it down to the x-axis. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now on the other side of our x-axis, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our new point would be there. So because that makes it hard to see, I'm going to erase those part out, and we're just going to leave that, and that is P prime. So Q, now it's on the other side of the axis. Same thing, you still count towards the axis. So we would count up 1 and then go on the other side 1. So that would make that my Q prime. And then if I want to move R, I'm going to move it 1, 2. So I go the other side 1, 2, and that is R prime. And then S prime 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could connect my points. My mouse isn't that great, but you see that it's the same shape on both sides. So it's just reflected over that axis. So that's all we're looking to do is reflect it. So now let's talk about when we write this algebraically. So writing algebraically, we have two options. So when we reflect over the x-axis, we're going to have xy where when we reflect, x is going to stay the same and y is going to be the opposite. So that's how we say that. X stays the same, y is the opposite. So x negative y. So anytime it asks you for the algebraic expression of over the x-axis, it's xy, x stays the same, y is opposite. Whatever axis you're reflecting over stays the same. So for a y-axis, it's going to be the exact opposite. We're going to start with xy. Oops. And then we have our y is going to stay the same, and our x is going to be opposite. So that's our algebraic representation. So make sure you get that down because it is going to be the same every single time. This one doesn't have any numbers or anything that goes with it. All it does is changes one is negative and one is positive. The other side, one is negative and one is positive. That doesn't mean negative truly. When we see that negative sign, we want to think of the opposite. So x stays the same, y is opposite, x is opposite, and y stays the same. So that's how we look at that. So for this one, if we wanted to know the algebraic representation, we would just write that as x would stay the same, and our y would be opposite. That would be the algebraic representation for this one. So to move the points, you just count, and then to figure out what's going on with our algebraic representation, you just follow that rule. So the rule comes first, and then you can just count the points if it's asking you to do that. So if you have any questions, please email me. I will be checking it throughout the day, all day, and keep up the good work.